we go. I'm getting a signal that I am live now. Good morning if it is morning for you. Good afternoon if it is afternoon for you. Happy Friday. I've been getting a lot of questions about intensives, about with the summer coming up. I know a lot of private practice therapists have typically felt like summer is the slow season, and so people are worried about that being true, especially with everything as it's been happening in the economy, the state of the US. I know there's a lot of stressors that people are having around finances in particular. So I wanted to come and share a little bit more information about, when it comes to intensives, summer is actually my busiest time for them because just like think about how this makes sense, right? Like in the summer for traditional weekly or bi-weekly therapy, people are going on vacations, people are maybe taking a pause from therapy. If you work for college students, they're gone for the summer, if they live out of state. So yes, your weekly and bi-weekly sessions are very much interrupted, but people still want therapy, right? People still want to work on themselves. For some people, summer is actually their slower season, depending on even their job, their work that they do. And so usually actually springtime, so right now, April, May, is when I start to get a lot more people reaching out for intensives because I think people are also aware things are maybe slowing down, things are settling, or summer's going to get really busy. I haven't gotten into therapy yet. And then they see this therapy intensive offering of, oh, I could do a lot of therapy at once. That sounds amazing. So the past 2 years of intensives, summer has been my busiest time for them. Between June and September, I'm usually able to book at least 2 to 3 day weekends. So that's like, I can't do math live, but that is many hours. That is at least 10K from just intensives in the summer months. So I wanted to share some thoughts, some tips, some ideas of whether you are just getting started with intensives, whether you're just thinking about launching them, whether you're thinking about, how do I avoid the summer slump? What kind of things should you be thinking about? So 3 key points that I'm going to hit. If you are here live, feel free to leave questions in the chat and I will get to them. If you are watching the recording, please leave any questions in the chat and I will respond to them as I see them come in. But 3 key things. So number 1, we want to think about spreading the word. So that means a lot of different things. Number 1, I know a lot of therapists are using their intensives as like, well, it's just going to be for new clients. I'm going to keep working with all my weekly, bi-weekly clients in this normal way, but if a new client comes in, I'm just going to kind of funnel them into therapy intensives. And that definitely works. That's how I started with intensives, was just with my new clients. But then actually I was doing them with all these new clients and I realized, oh, this would be really good for this client I've been working with for 6 months who's felt really stuck on this thing. Or this would be really good for this client where they keep telling me they don't have enough time in therapy. They wish we had more time. And so bringing it up even to your current clients is a very valid strategy to be able to really think about. You already have their trust. They already know what it's like to work with you. You don't have to convince them of, why they should work with you and why your modalities are effective. They already know that. They already like you. They already want to spend time with you. And so to really just take that opportunity in that relationship to say like, hey, what would you think about trying something a little bit different? Or, hey, I have an idea for us. I wonder if you'd be open to talking about it. And literally just proposing that idea. But some of your clients are going to be like, oh my God, I didn't even know that existed. Oh, I didn't even know we can do that. Oh, I've been wanting to do that. Some are going to be so excited, right? They're going to have some questions about like, what does that mean logistically? Do they pay more? And so that's where you think about for you. Everyone does this differently. I've even done it differently throughout my time offering intensives. You could just prorate their time because they're used to your normal fee structure. You can prorate it for the first time, but let them know in the future you do charge X% above whatever you choose to do for your normal intensives that you offer to new clients. Or you can just say, this is a different service, it has a different cost, so are you interested in doing it? But a lot of therapists have found it's really easy to use current clients as so-called guinea pigs of like, yeah, let's just try it out. This is a safe environment. This is a safe way to see, does 90 minutes really make a difference? Does 2 hours make a difference? Does anyone even want to sit down for 5 hours of therapy in 1 or 2 days? Yes, they do. So spread the word with your current clients. Literally starting there, you would be amazed how many people will say yes, or at least be interested in talking more about it. If there are other therapists you work with, if, think about like day-to-day people that you interact with at the coffee shop, at your salon, at your chamber of commerce, like who are people that you talk to that you can just share casually, hey, there's this thing that I'm doing. Some people post in local Facebook groups around, hey, here's this offering that's happening. And some people will also offer, you do not have to do this, but it is an option. Some people offer like I don't want to say a bonus, like a sale or a discount, like summer sale or spring into summer sale or whatever that might be for like 10 to 20% off. Obviously, if you do something like that, I just want you to feel comfortable with what that number would be for you. So like if you made your intensives 20% above and then you took 20% off as a sale, do you still leave with a number that you feel good about, or would you feel like resentful, or would it be worth it as long as the first time you got it out of your system and all the nerves are out of your way? So lots of different things that you can do to just spread that word a little bit more informally. So start with your current client base and then think about where else you can just share, hey, here's this thing I'm doing, here's why people might want to try it. Number 2, you all know I talk a lot about website marketing. So SEO is going to be the third thing I talk about, but I'm just going to talk about your website for now. Where are you marketing your intensives on your website? You likely have a page that is just dedicated, whether that's one page that's in a drop-down, whether that's one little option on your header for like, here are my services and here are my intensives. Mine is separated like that because I want people to see, what's this thing? I don't want them to dig into a drop-down. But to think about where on your website you're marketing it, the more apparent you make it, the more you push is the wrong word, but the more that you highlight it, the more people are going to be likely to click into it. So for example, I have an announcement bar at the top of my website. I have a pop-up notification on my website, and I have the separate intensive page on my header, as well as basically on every page of my website, I say, and if you're looking for extended therapy, check this out. And if you've felt stuck in therapy before, check this out, as a way to just promote it as much as possible. Because a lot of people are going to have no idea what therapy intensive therapy, breakthrough sessions, immersive sessions, they're going to have any idea what that is. They're going to assume it's not for them. They're not going to click on it. So unless you are giving them prompts to follow, unless you're tying together, hey, here's why this would be the good fit for you, they may not check it out. Some people will check it out for curiosity's sake of like, I have no idea what the heck this is, what is it, and then go into it. But a lot of people are going to automatically filter themselves out because they don't know what it is, and so they're assuming it's not a good fit for them. So the more that you are just saying, this is who this is for, you're perfect for this if you felt stuck before, here's this option, the more people will go into it, the more people read that page about your intensives, and the more that they feel like, actually, yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. There are some people that know what a therapy intensive is, but not many do. So we have to educate them on our website, and we have to give them multiple options for them to go into it to actually receive that education, right? To understand this is what it is. This is why it's the perfect fit for me. So put it everywhere on your website. If you are a social media person, you can absolutely put it in social media. You just want to think about the same thing, right? Like you can't just be like, schedule a therapy intensive, because people are going to be like, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to schedule something and then I don't know what it is. But to be able to point out the pain points of traditional therapy, be able to point out, hey, summer's coming up and you are taking time off, you're traveling, your schedule is busy, but are you making time for therapy? Here's this way where you can do both. right? You're highlighting, oh, there is a solution to the problem, which is it feels like there's not time to make therapy progress during the summer because I'm traveling, because I'm doing all these things, whatever. So however you market it on your website, on social media, in your newsletter, if you have one, in Facebook groups, in flyers, whatever you do, really think about what it is that you're marketing, right? So it's not just an intensive, because if you just say now offering intensives or schedule an intensive, again, people are gonna be like, what's that? So being able to say, this is what it is, this is what it offers you, this is the problem it solves, here's the solution, right? The transformation, that's what we have to be marketing, not just save 10% on your therapy intensive when you book by May 1st, because again, what does that mean? Why would I book it? Just because it's 10% off? No, I'm gonna book it because here's how it's gonna benefit me. Here's how it's the thing that's been missing. Here's the thing that is finally gonna help me get over that hump that I felt in therapy. So those are all the ways to market it from that perspective, online and maybe in person if you're doing any networking, handing out flyers, things like that. Search engine optimization, that is the third biggest thing, which whether you have been working on it for a while, whether you are totally new to it, now is still a good time to start with it, because SEO does not take forever. Like some people think it does and some people say it does. For some people it's faster and for some people it is a little bit longer, but generally on average I see it start to work for people within 3 to 6 months. And so being able to think about, is your website optimized for Google? Is your website even indexed on Google? How many people did I just lose by starting to talk about Google, right? It is not overwhelming. It is not something that we're generally taught though. So once you know what you're doing, it is a little bit easier. But being able to think about, how do I get the traction for the people who are looking for therapy in the summer? SEO is really important, right? If they can't find you, they can't work with you, they can't book your sessions. So this is not just about optimizing your website for therapy intensives. I'll talk about that in a second. But this is generally making sure people can find your website. You are using the right words that you want to be found for. Like if you don't do trauma-focused therapy, then people shouldn't be finding your website when they're searching for a trauma therapist, right? If you do OCD therapy, you want people to be able to find you for that. You don't want people finding all these other people who don't even do OCD therapy. You want them finding you. So when you're thinking about the keywords you want to rank for, when you're thinking about how are people going to find you, what location or multiple locations are you in, search engine optimization is really the answer to making that very simple. Because then you can find people, just say like X type of therapist or therapy near me, and you pop up. And that is the easiest marketing in the world, to just be able to be found without you really having done anything in the moment. You've just set up your search engine optimization. When it comes to the therapy intensive component, so again, like I said with the website thing, a lot of people don't know the term therapy intensive or intensive therapy or marathon therapy or whatever you call it. A lot of people don't know that. There are some, right? When I look at my Google Search Console, my Google Analytics, my website traffic, I can see some people find me by searching for a couples intensive, a trauma intensive, EMDR intensive, brain spotting intensive. I can see some people are looking for that, but what that data doesn't tell me is it another therapist looking for that? Because therapists know what it is. More and more therapists these days know what it is. So are they looking for someone who does an intensive because they don't have an opening, so they're trying to refer someone? Every now and then, it is rare, but every now and then I get a client who says, my psychiatrist told me I have to look for a brain spotting intensive, so I looked for a brain spotting intensive and that's how I found you. But for the most part, people are gonna find you based on all the other things that you do. So do not rely too much on, I'm just gonna put the words therapy intensive all over my website and then people are gonna find me for therapy intensives, because they may not know what it is. And so you wanna be able to double down on, the type of therapy you do, the type of therapist you are, where you are, those type of keywords. That's gonna make people find you more easily, and the right people find you more easily. So then that comes back up to step number 2 of, now that they've landed on your website, where do we go from here? Oh, read all the different ways of which I think you get me. I think you'd be a good therapist for me. What's this therapy intensive thing? I don't know, but you're saying it might be a good fit for me, so let me check it out. So once you really do those three things, so start spreading the word with your clients, start putting it all over your website, like internal link the crap out of these intensives, announcement bars, pop-ups, specialties, now offering, this is a good fit for this and this model. Like the more you put it up there, the more traffic you're going to put into those pages, the more consults you'll get for those intensives. Really working on promoting that as much as possible. And then doubling down on your search keywords. So if you have not done that already, if you have no idea where to even start, those would be the questions to put in this live training. You can DM me. SEO is something I work with therapists on a lot. It's something that the knowledge I have as a therapist, right? Because there are SEO marketers, experts that have nothing, they have no knowledge about therapy. So there are people who can do the SEO thing, but then I've worked with so many therapists who have hired people and they've wasted money because they didn't have the therapy knowledge. They didn't know the therapy keywords. So it's a specialty of mine to be able to take my therapy knowledge and my SEO knowledge and help other therapists to make their SEO better. So if you have questions about that, DM me. We could chat about options of ways I can either help coach you through that, or I've got a mini course on that, whatever would be helpful for you. So really those three things will not only help you to book intensives in time for summer, but it's also going to help you build up more of your SEO strength over summer. And it's also going to help you when everyone's coming back for therapy in the fall. You are going to be so easy to be found. You are going to be able to actually have more confidence with intensives because you've been trying them out, you've been booking more, and you can actually make this shift a little bit more depending on what you want your balance to be. I know some therapists want only intensives. I know some therapists are like, if I could do an intensive or two a month just to supplement some income, cut back on weekly clients, that would be great. So whatever your goal is, do these three things. So talk with your current clients, start spreading the word, market it everywhere on your website, and work on your SEO. Do those three things and you will not have a problem booking not only private pay clients, but also therapy intensives. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them on this video recording. I know a lot of you needed the recording. It's a last minute training, but I felt inspired to like, okay, I'm getting these questions a lot. Let me just speak to everyone at once. So leave questions here, DM me, whatever way is helpful for you to reach out. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this today. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday and a great weekend. Thank you, everyone. Bye.